too many of us, not all, but too many of us treat women as if they're amusement parks. We enjoy them for a while, and then we leave them, and we come back to them for when we just want to enjoy a certain service from them. We play games with women, and we produce children that's hard to love, because if you don't love the mother, then how can you fully love the child? And these are tough conversations that men don't want to have, because you see on a lot of podcasts men bashing women, but I believe that we have to be better protectors, better providers, and better defenders of our women.
So how are you monetizing your passion in today's economy?
You have to have those business people, and you have to study for yourself. And there always has to be a return on investment.
Before we get into this episode, we gotta shout out our sponsor, Pose for Lola. This episode is sponsored by the luxurious photo booth that brings people together. I've personally used the Lola booth 2 times for 2 separate events, and let me tell you, it definitely was the life of the party. Visit poseforlola.com or follow at poseforlola on Instagram to book your experience, and let them know Conversations I Never Sent You. Now, let's get back into the episode. What's up, guys? This is Brianna Moore, your host of the Conversations on Earth podcast, where y'all come for me, but you stay for the guests. Today, oh my gosh, I got a special treat for y'all. We have none other than Mr. One.
How you doing, Brianna?
How are you?
I'm great.
Let me do a little bit of an intro, because I need the people to know exactly who we got up here, because this is the one, not the two. Okay?
Okay.
This is one. A conscious neo-soul hip-hop artist, model, and project manager whose creative genius spans music, visuals, and storytelling. He produces his own videos and crafts uniquely informative scripts that blend art with purpose, delivering powerful narratives with every release. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you for that intro.
Absolutely. Ain't nothing but the best.
That.
Before we done vibed out a little bit. We done conversed a little bit. But before we get started with everything else, how is your heart?
My heart is good.
Good.
My heart is pure. My heart is very intelligent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. And before we get into anything as well, do you have someone's asking me? Do you have any? Okay, so we just listened to a song that's on the radio.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you have to do with that poppin' song that's on the radio right now. Let us know about it.
Okay, first and foremost, thank you for the introduction.
Absolutely.
And thank you for having me here.
Absolutely.
I'm honored to be here. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of what you're doing, and keep it going.
Thank you.
As well. My song, The One, was an idea that I came up with Rio, Grammy Award-winning producer Rio. I had the opportunity of working with him, introduction through my cousin Big J, and I wanted to do somewhat of a story and tell a story. So it's actually funny working with Rio. Rio went in the studio, met him. He said, "Okay, I like what you're doing." I said, "Okay, I'm going to do that." No, dog, you're not doing that. You're not telling the story. You're doing a song about you.
Oh, okay.
It was a 3-day process. I never worked with a producer that was on the level. He gave Cardi B her biggest record, so I was a little nervous, and so I said, okay, and he was like, it has to be about you, and that's it. The hook has to make sense, and da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. So I said, okay. Then I told him, like, what do you think he talking? I ain't scared of him. Like, something like, talk to me like that.
Right.
So we went in the studio the first day, and I wrote something, and he said, no, bro, I ain't feeling that. Write a song about you. People don't know who you are. You need to write a song about you. And so my mother gave me that name because she wanted me to be the one to be different, not to follow unnecessary trends, to be a thinker. And so I started, and he said, well, how did you get the name? I said, my mother gave me the name. All right, start there. And then he walked out of the studio. And so I called my nephew's show, Ice James, and I said, hey, I need you to do a hook. Show came by and gave me some pointers on how I should do the song. Because I was, at that time, I'm nervous. Second day, Rio came in, okay, perfect the song. Tomorrow we're recording, that's it. So I called my cousin, man, who did this dude think he talking to?
Right.
And he said, man, you can either record the song or not. Went in, we recorded the song. It made sense. And that song has kind of propelled me in reaching people who I never thought I could talk to. And I don't want to name drop, but it's like, it's doing this thing. It's all about putting the guns down. Because right now there's a serious situation amongst our youth.
Yeah.
We have been conditioned to believe that we have to be niggas in order to make it. Not all of us, but too many of us. And our music is doing a lot of harm to our youth. So therefore, this song is one that your grandma, you can listen to at the cookout. You can get something from it. And so that's how that song came about in a nutshell. Shout out to Rio and shout out to Show Ice James.
Shout out to Rio and shout out to Show Ice James. Man, you are dynamic. Just you sitting on the couch and just the conversations that we've had today, just in the last few minutes, I can tell that your heart is in this. Like this is what you're doing, what you love, and I love talking to people like you because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing what I love, and I feel like this is my purpose. But I just, and like you said before, your tribe will find you.
Yes.
And I feel like for some reason we were supposed to meet at this time, at this place. But one thing that I always like to know is that like how people get paid from their passion, because it's a lot of people that's making music that's not on the radio. It's a lot of people that has connections, but they're not working with Billboard #1 producers. So how are you monetizing your passion in today's economy?
One of the things I would suggest is making sure that you have key people who understand business.
Okay.
You have to have those people in place, especially in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Because it's really about it's about every penny. So my manager, Rick Pilgrim, of course, my brother, Floyd Miller, CEO and president of the Metropolitan Business League.
Absolutely.
They are my guides financially. So I was talking to Floyd the other day, and he keeps reiterating with me. He asks me this all the time. When I get a dime, are you paying yourself? Are you paying yourself? And you have to have those business people, and you have to study for yourself. And there always has to be a return on investment. And that's one of the questions my brother always asks me, and Rick Pilgrim consistently asks me, what's the return on investment? Don't just do anything because you feel like doing it, but you have to have a return on your investment. And keep in mind that business is not always personal. So to me, having the right people, having a good tribe management, Ray Pope is one of my managers as well, and he puts me in positions to win, puts me in front of people, but we also have to do our part as artists as well to keep it going. So I would dare say having the right team, the right business people in place.
Okay.
That believe in you.
Okay. And what business people, like, just because I feel like there's people watching, and there's going to be people watching who follow your journey.
Okay.
Or who want to do what you do and don't know how to do it. So like that, is it one piece of advice, maybe like a first step that you can give somebody who wants to do what you do?
I would dare say, as a hip hop artist, or even what you're doing, you have to follow your passion first and foremost.
Yeah, lead with your heart. Yeah, I agree.
Follow, and you have to believe in yourself. Once people see that you believe in what you're doing, it becomes contagious. And the people who you expect to do things, that's where you go wrong at. Some people are not going to like or rock with you because they have their own lives. You have to just do what you do, follow your passion, and connect with the right people. Your tribe will hear and understand you. And no one can stop you but you. The conversations that we have in our own head about doubt and everything, that's what hinders and holds us back.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that for myself.
Yeah.
Because I saw people with having opportunities and I felt like, man, they could have said this, that, and the third about me and all that. And then I realized I've been able to do things without them. So first thing you have to do is believe in yourself, come up with a product, come up with a plan. And as my brother and Rick always emphasizes that you have to give yourself a timeline, a date to get your task complete.
Oh, okay. That remind me of that book, The 4-Hour Work Week or something like that. That he talks about, just basically putting a lot of people have these elaborate goals and these elaborate plans, and they're like, okay, and I'm gonna finish this by a year, or like your job may give you a 6-month deadline, but really you could really figure out how to do those things a lot sooner,
right?
Especially in in your own life, if you have passion and things like that. Because podcasting, I didn't go to school for this,
right?
Like I guess I don't know if there's even a podcasting class. I looked, there's a college degree for entrepreneurship. That's crazy to me, because I've been operating as an entrepreneur for a couple years now, and I would say doing pretty well in certain departments. But yeah, I think what you said is very important, because that self-doubt creeps in, and it can tear it all down.
Yes, like I said, the conversations we have with ourselves in our head, it kind of when you deal with mental health as well, because that's an extremely important topic that's on the table as well.
Yeah.
When you doubt yourself, you put that energy out there, you second guess yourself, and eventually you're going to convince yourself that what you're doing doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. You have to believe in yourself first and foremost.
Yeah.
And your tribe, they will find you. Just keep doing what you're doing, and your tribe will find you.
Okay. And I know this is your interview, but it's just so interesting to me how you and Floyd look just alike. Like I was telling you, because like I said, you're on the entertainment side. You are in the realms with all of these amazing big celebrity names. You're a model, like you're working on being on, certain networks and TV shows. And then you have Floyd, who's like the president of the Metropolitan Business League, but y'all look just alike. Like, it is like I'm talking to the same person, but not because you have dreadlocks and he doesn't. So like it's a clear, distinct difference, but like, y'all's energy is the same though. How far apart are you guys?
He's a couple of years my senior.
Oh, okay.
My senior, yes.
Okay, you the younger brother. You're the little brother.
Yes, I'm little brother.
Do you guys have any other siblings?
Yes.
Okay.
I look more like my brother E. He's the one who got me involved in hip hop.
Oh, okay.
As well. He took me to the studio when I was 14, and he actually made me do a song. I used to be afraid of him. I ain't scared of you now, E.
Hey.
But he made me write a verse. He introduced me to Rakim, who is by far my favorite hip hop artist.
Yeah.
So, but my favorite artist is my brother Roger, who's my baby brother.
What?
He's my favorite artist, but he's not an artist. He just writes these amazing songs, and he's performed with me a few times, and people are like, "Yo, what is your brother doing now?" He's amazing.
He raps or sings?
He sings.
He sings.
And he plays lead guitar.
Okay.
And keys, and he's just an amazing person first and foremost.
See, now I gotta know how y'all grew up. How many of you guys is it? 4?
Not all biological, but let's see. It's Hayward, Roger, E, Ahmad.
Wow.
Show is actually my nephew. He's my Show Ice James. He's my sister's son, but we grew up more so like brothers. People think that Show is my brother, but he's actually my nephew.
Okay.
About 5 or 6 boys. I'm like, oh man.
All boys.
Yeah, and I have 2 sisters as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simone and Tanja.
Shout out to y'all.
I'm close to my sisters.
Are you okay? And that's what I wanted to get to too, because I see in your Instagram bio very boldly you say advocate you advocate for respecting ladies and self.
Yes.
Why I love that it's there, but that's not something that you see regularly in people's profiles, especially musicians' profiles or entertainers. What made you want to amplify that message?
My sisters, my older sister Tanja, watching her come up and having to deal with, I remember, I don't want to tell her personally.
Right, yeah.
I remember I was small.
Yeah.
I saw somebody push her. And I was too small to do anything. And to this day, I think about that. And
yeah, I see the muscles, so you clearly work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started working out because both of my brothers, Floyd and E, they got big.
They do it. Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to keep up with them. And my brother Haywood is a sensei. He's a 5th degree black belt in Kempo. And Roger used to teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's the one that plays guitar as well. So I have to keep up with them. We always go at each other when we see each other for fun.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, one of the things that we have to do as men, and I'm looking in the mirror, we have to do better by our women.
Oof. Yeah.
And in everyday conversation, I see a real big problem with the respect level of women and self. Too many of us, not all, but too many of us treat women as if they are amusement parks.
Yeah.
We enjoy them for a while, and then we leave them and we come back to them for when we just want to enjoy a certain service from them. And we play games with women, and we produce children that's hard to love, because if you don't love the mother, then how can you fully love the child? And these are tough conversations that men don't want to have, because you see on a lot of podcasts men bashing women, but I believe that we have to be better protectors, better providers, and better defenders of our women. If something happens, then we need to respond.
Yeah.
And put down the cameras and recording women fighting and putting it on social media. Break it up and protect and defend women.
Yeah.
We have to do that. Fathers are very important. Brothers are very important.
Yeah.
And so when I see just the general conversation amongst men, it is women are rarely referred to as anything nice when it's just men. It's, man, I met this B, I met this hoe, I met this, that, and the third, she this, she that. And if it's not proper to go in a grocery store and touch all the fruit.
Yeah.
And take a bite out of an apple and put it back. And so with that being said, I just think that men, we have to really get in that mirror and ask ourselves this question: what type of ancestor do we want to be remembered as?
Whoa.
And it's just
mic drop.
It's just that simple. And
wow.
It's a conversation that we have to have with ourselves every day. I understand. Pleasure is pleasure, and we all have vices, but there comes a time when we have to say, you know what, we have to do better. We have to make better songs. We just have to be better men.
Yeah. Yeah, you dropped the mic on that one. Like that. Okay, so and this is one of the things that I see too in the music industry is we talk about, like you said, a lot of guns, a lot of shooting up people's houses. And you don't really hear a lot of that in other genres, I think.
Yes.
So, but that's the type of music that gets awards. That's the type of music that's pushed. We like the beat. So, like, you know, we dance into it, playing in the clubs. It's considered a cool thing. But how do you feel about that?
I can't knock an artist for trying to improve the condition of his family, and if he feels as if, you know, if I've rapped this way, and I've talked to some of the artists in the industry, I've had conversations with some of the quote unquote thug rappers.
Kodak.
Yes, and one funny thing,
I love
a rapper who raps about perks and all that, and
Yeah.
I was like, so man, you do perks? And he said, hell no, I don't do
I know exactly who you're talking about, Future.
I ain't saying no name. But
Shout out to Future.
that, I didn't say your name, Future. But those artists, it's entertainment. Like
Yeah.
you watch movies, you see the Terminator just lighting up people.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, after he's done filming and everything, he's not judged like rappers. And so something is going on in the entertainment business that we have to take a closer look at. There's somebody is making money, and a lot of artists are not making the money that we deserve for our talent.
Yeah.
So we're being misused. People are taking advantage of our ignorance, because it is ignorance.
Yeah.
And we have to, there's an old African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. Not just two parents, but a village.
Yeah.
And we need to become a part of a village with elders and who are guiding us. We have the energy, we have the youthfulness, but we don't have the proper guidance
Yeah.
to make it in this entertainment industry, where so many of our greats are complaining about their contracts.
Yeah.
So why is it that we keep signing contracts with people who are taking advantage of us?
Yeah. Or without a lawyer.
Right, but also with lawyers, if you have an attorney and that attorney has no emotional ties to you, and they're trying to get you to sign a deal for, let's say, $50,000. I'm just throwing that number out there, and you're paying your attorney $1,000.
Yeah.
And Get Money Records is paying their lawyer $1 million as a retainer, and they really want you to sign this deal because they can make millions off of you. And if your attorney is not necessarily a good person, and Get Money Records attorney offers your attorney $15,000 for you to sign that attorney is thinking about, this money will help my family. Well, we'll give you $50,000 to get Bree to sign this contract. So that's why it's important to have the right tribe, the right people, because money, materialism has been made more important than the value of human life.
And from the outside looking in, I'm like, I'm always like, well, why didn't they have a lawyer? Or, why didn't they look into it before they signed it? It's like, because you sign it, and I'm like, why did they read the fine print? But from what you're saying, it sounds like the whole process may be manipulated.
Yeah. Our greats, Michael Jackson and Prince, had messed up contracts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
James Brown, you name them. I don't know any artist that's completely happy, and there may be some out there that's 100% happy with their contract. Mm-hmm. To me, a good deal is when both parties walk away from the table getting exactly what they want.
I was told a good deal is everybody leaves slightly uncomfortable.
I think a good deal is when you feel comfortable about what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting when you walk away from the table, and you're comfortable with that. I don't think a good deal is, I got to sign this. Well, this is the best they can do. I sign. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good deal.
So what's a good deal to you? Like if somebody was to come to you and say, one, I want you to be on whatever, this label, and for a year.
A good deal for me would be getting exactly what I want. I would have to look at everything the label is offering, and if it meets the criteria of my management team, my attorneys, then that's a good deal.
Okay.
But if I feel slighted at all, I'm outspoken. I would say to my management team first, after running by Rick, I'll say to Rick, look, my brother knows how to say it. He knows how to put the words together and say, well, hey, maybe we should look at it this way. So I would let my team do the talking as well. A good manager, a good management team, they are your shield. And they protect you from the spears of crooked business.
Okay.
And so I've had some people try to get over on me, and then sometimes I don't tell people who my brother is or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Or Rick keeps a smile on his face. And sometimes people have tried to get over, and once they realize they can't, then they change their tune. But I believe once a person show you who they are, believe them. 100%. So even in business, I don't think the business has to be this nasty. I think that too many of us have gotten used to the nastiness of business, and we're afraid to change the narrative. But it has to change.
Yeah. So what would be the number for you though? Is it in the millions?
Not, you want to maximize the number, but it would have to be, that would have to be something that I looked at as well. I can't,
because you got, like you said, you got the management, you got, I'm sure you have, I don't know if y'all have like hairstylists and stuff that y'all have going with you, and then production assistants, and
I've
you got a lot of people that pay that you got to pay.
Well, right now, if I was to go on a tour, which is something that's in the working, first and foremost, my band would have to be compensated nicely.
Okay.
Shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo.
My management team would have to be compensated nicely as well. When I say nicely, I just want to make sure that they're good. I never want people to feel like they're settling.
You're underpaying. Right. Yeah.
So, never really had that problem in the bands that I've been in, been a part of, been ahead of. The band Belief, I've always had great guys, intelligent band members who never had a financial issue.
I got you.
Because when, especially being a part of the band Belief, I always brought the contracts to the band, and most of the times one of them would sign the contract.
So are you transparent with the people who are with you about how much you're getting paid?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I let them know exactly how much we're getting.
Wow.
And I want us to decide how the money should be divvied up.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I've heard somebody say that before. Very, very wealthy man. And he was like, yeah, my team knows how much I get paid. I invite them to my house. We have parties. Like he's uber rich. And I was surprised that, like, dang, you get paid billions of dollars a year, because I would feel like the people around me may feel like slighted or something if I say, oh, I'm getting this.
If you look, let's look at a football team, a quarterback.
Yeah.
A quarterback makes more money than a lineman.
Yeah.
But could he throw the ball if he didn't have those linemen blocking for him?
That's true. That's true. So yeah.
I just
he
think
couldn't.
that the linemen should be very well compensated if that quarterback is putting up the numbers.
I got you. Okay. And I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because I was literally with somebody the other day, and I was like discussing how much I was going to pay somebody. I was on the phone with the guy who I was going to pay, but the person who was with me was helping me out for free. So I was like, ooh, I hope you don't feel no type of way that but like it was transparent, but I literally like sat with that for hours, and I felt so bad. I'm like, dang, I don't know if I should have had that conversation in front of him.
Some people, well, to me, it's very important. I want to be friends with the people I work with, but I understand that's not. People have so many different personalities, opinions, and we all grew up differently. And I want to be friends with everybody that's in my organization, my band, but that's normally that's a dream.
Yeah.
And everyone is not going to see it your way. And I've learned to work with people who I dislike. It's rarely that I dislike people.
Yeah, you hitting on something now.
But I've learned to work with people and understand that some people just, they're not going to like you. That doesn't make them a bad person. They just don't like something about you. Some people don't need a reason to dislike you. That's just how they are. Now, you can spend a lot of energy trying to change and convince them, or you can accept that and say, okay, this person doesn't like me, but we do good business together.
Who sent you here?
Floyd and Rick. Floyd and Rick sent me here.
Because I'm literally like driving here on the way here. I'm having such a vulnerable conversation with my friend because I'm like, yo, I don't know why I'm doing this. I was on the phone with my lawyer earlier. We dealing with a bunch of stuff, about to move on to the next level with the situation that is not going my way right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm just praying to God, like, God, please help me. And what you're saying, I don't think nothing happened by mistake. Like, everything that you're saying is answers to the prayer that I asked for. Oh man. Okay. Money.
So
yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Something that relaxes me.
Okay.
I started taking yoga.
I love yoga. I haven't done it in years.
With an amazing yoga instructor. I love her.
Okay,
classes.
I need her number.
Rou Yoga. Okay. ROU Yoga.
Okay, is she on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
That's her Instagram.
Let me go follow her real quick.
And I got up to 237 pounds, hanging out and just eating and not working out, and I'll get to it later. And then I decided, hey, I gotta get back down. So now I'm at 194.
You were 200 some pounds, you said?
Got up to 237 pounds.
I can't even see you being.
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
Just food is pleasure.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so sometimes when we're feeling a little down, we go to the refrigerator.
Why were you feeling down? Was it this?
Not necessarily down, but sometimes I used to get down because I felt like my career wasn't where it's still not where I want it to be. But success comes in different forms.
Yeah.
I felt like, man, I might not be successful. And I looked at Rick Pilgrim, for an example, and his level of success. Not only is he's my manager, but he's my mentor. One of his greatest flex is not the cars, his house, but the children that he produced. So he's successful because of his children. And that's what he brags on more so than anything. He brags on his family. He brags on his beautiful wife. He brags on his relationship with his sisters. He brags on his relationship with his nephews, his grandchildren, and his son, his daughters. Like, that success to him had nothing to do with money. Yeah. And so I started exercising and practicing gratitude versus what I don't have, and looking at the things that I do have and the things that I can achieve. The only thing that stops us is the conversations that we're having in our head, the doubt. And so when I started eating a lot, it was to pacify, man, I didn't get this show, I didn't do this, that, and the third. And when you're around people who have money, they like to eat out. Yeah. And so I just would eat out, and then I ballooned up, and you can pick up weight like that.
Oh yeah, quick, easy, yeah.
And so
easy to gain, hard to lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
One day, my daughter told me I shaped like a baby.
Wait a minute.
Yes, at the time she was 11. She's 12 now. Okay. My mini-me told me I shaped like a baby, and I said, why would she say that? So I went and looked in the mirror, and I said, I actually do shape like a baby.
From the mouths of babes.
Yes, and so she she talked about my stomach, and I was like, why would you say that? She said, your stomach. And I just
would you say that?
So honest. And so I said, okay, let me discipline my hand and my mouth, and let me understand why I was eating chocolate chip cookies at 12 o'clock at night before I went to bed, and Little Debbie cakes. I haven't had a Little Debbie cake in forever now.
Wow.
And so I started to discipline myself and really practice gratitude and being thankful for the things that I had. And we have to look in that mirror and discipline ourselves. So that's why I think I gravitated towards just eating out a lot, because food is pleasure.
Yeah.
And food is not, some of the foods that we choose to enjoy is not good for us at all. Some of it's banned in other countries.
Yeah.
So I said, I have to make a complete lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And what we eat does affect how we think.
Yeah.
And so I started my eating apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
I started eating my fruits and vegetables, and it didn't take long for the weight to drop off.
I feel like men kind of lose weight a little quicker than women, though.
That may be the case.
Yeah. Not to like take anything away from you, but I feel like I gain weight and it takes me so long to lose it, and I just get unmotivated. But I think something like yoga is mental, physical, emotional. So I could stick with that. So is yoga the practice or the exercise that you like pretty much gravitated to?
I do yoga more so than anything. Well,
okay.
I do Ru yoga.
Ru yoga.
The entire experience is something that it's not just, and so funny when I talk to my homeboys about it, most men look at it as like, nah, I'm not doing yoga and all that. But it really teaches you about yourself. It brings over a certain level of calmness to you.
Yeah.
And it challenges you to movements that I never thought that I could do.
Yeah.
My goal was to be able to find something that I could do. And it's not hard. And especially with the way she teaches, is she constantly reminds you, honor your body. So, and no one's there judging you. Oh, that person can't do this, that, and the third. It's really a pleasant experience. And it's helped me to maintain, to have something to look forward to stay in shape as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do some fire round questions.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Okay.
1. It's 10 of them. Let's see if we get through all of them.
Okay.
1. Do you check your bank account every day?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever made a money decision out of fear?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe everyone should invest in something?
Yes.
Have you ever overdrafted your account?
Yes.
Would you take $100,000 job you hate over a $60,000 job you love?
No.
Have you ever spent money to impress someone?
Yes.
Would you loan a friend over $1,000?
A friend, yes.
Have you ever cried over money?
No.
Really? Okay. We got pretty good. We did that. We did pretty good on that. Okay, so now let's go back.
Okay.
A money decision out of fear.
A money decision out of fear. The first thing I can think of was I spent money thinking that I had to at that particular time. I was being pressured by a good salesperson.
Ooh, they'll get you.
And I was like, and I thought I said, I should call my brother. And I was like, nah, I just spent the money.
How much was it?
I don't even want to say.
You don't even want to say it. What was the product? Was it like a subscription thing, or was it a one-time price?
One time I spent money on a car that I know I didn't need.
A car?
Yeah.
So the salesperson was a car salesman.
That's
this is a different situation.
I'll tell you about that one. Yeah.
Okay.
One time I spent money on a car I know I didn't need.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Honda.
Well, Hondas are pretty good cars,
Yeah,
but I'm sure you had a car already when you bought it.
Yeah,
or did you?
And it was just like I didn't want it to get away because the deal was so good. Didn't look under the hood or anything.
No.
And I was spending a little bit more than I should have. Took the title to DMV, nothing matched. So I just gave away some money.
Yeah, that was thousands.
But that was a learning experience. That was when I was a little younger.
Okay. What year was the car? You remember? Was it an older Honda? Or
it was an older Honda.
It was an older Honda. Okay.
But it was something that I wanted.
Okay.
I had to have it.
So you went looking for it. Okay.
Yeah.
But just didn't but you test drove it and everything and it was fine?
I drove it around the block.
Okay.
And that was it. And he was rushing me and everything. And so I didn't realize by the time I got to DMV, it was running hot. It was almost running hot and everything. It was bad.
Dang. Okay. All right. And then this one surprised me because I said, have you ever spent money to impress someone? You said no.
No. I don't think I...
That's so interesting because in the black community, we like to put that stuff on. And I feel like a lot of times it's a lot of business in the hood. I feel like
not a flex.
Not a flex. Okay.
I was fortunate enough to have nice cars.
Okay.
And so I didn't have to flex with money.
Okay.
And when I pulled up, I pulled up.
Yeah. No. So it didn't even matter what you had on because I like the fit you have on.
Thank you.
Right now, and like the shoes is. But you like, this just me. I'm doing this to make me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't spend a lot of money on clothes.
You don't? Okay.
I don't at all.
What do you spend money on? What does one spend money? Like, what do you splurge on?
My daughter.
Your daughter? Is that your only child?
Yes.
Okay.
One. What do I spend money on? I spent money on my car.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I ain't gonna say what kind of car, but it's only 1,000 of them. So I'm gonna just put that out there.
And it's funny. Mad skills got me into BMWs.
Okay.
Because he had this,
shout out to Mad Skills.
He had this red BMW that we used to ride around in, and from then I just liked BMWs.
Yeah.
And so
I was gonna get a BMW before I got my Tesla, but I was like working as a travel nurse at the time, and I came home and I had my 2004 Honda Accord for a very long time, over a decade. It's over 250,000 miles on it, but that's my baby. Like I just put a new radiator in it, we're good. But I needed something else because I was traveling back and forth, and something led me to the BMW dealership. Let me tell you something. Smoothest ride I ever. It grips the road, and that's how they say it. They're like, "Oh yeah, it grips the road," and I'm like, "Don't grip." And I'm driving like, "Oh, this don't really do grip the road."
Yes.
But I ended up getting a Tesla just because of like the gas and stuff. I wanted to save on gas, and it was the BMW. Yeah, I heard the BMW, like the oil changers, like expensive, and the maintenance it may be. So I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with that, but you know,
they cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. I know.
If you don't take care of them.
If you don't take care, okay.
If you don't take care of them.
Okay.
I've been fortunate. This is my second Alpina. And they last a pretty good while if you take care of them.
Dang.
So I rarely drive mine.
You rarely drive it, okay?
Rarely drive it every now and then.
It's like just a special occasion.
Yeah, I drive my pickup truck.
What color is the Alpina?
It's black.
Oh, I love a black car.
Yeah, it's black.
Okay.
It's black.
Okay, and then you have the pickup too, the Ford pickup.
Yes, love my pickup.
How old is the car? What year is it?
My Alpina?
No, the pickup.
The pickup is what is it? It's a 2004.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
My Honda is a 2004.
I can go anywhere in that truck. I can
get up and go.
I can pull up beside people and they won't look left or right at me in that truck. But when I'm in my Alpina, it's I every light. People want to know where I got it from, and
do people ever want to know like what you do or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially police officers in Henrico. So
They pull you over in the car?
I used to get pulled over all the time. But since I did my song, The One, and I talked about putting the guns down, I met Chesterfield Police Chief, Richmond Police Chief, Henrico's Police Chief. Shout out to Eric. And I stopped getting pulled over. And I'm not a speeder, so it wasn't because of that. I have a perfect driving record.
Yeah, what was it, because you were black, you think?
I think it was the car, and yeah, the car and who was
profiling,
in the car.
racially profiling.
Yeah,
they must have thought. What you think they thought, that you stole it or something? This remind me of that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where Uncle Phil had to go get Will and Carlton out of jail.
It's funny because one time an officer pulled me over, and I just came out of the parking lot of a restaurant that I was working at. And he said, yeah, I saw you zip by, and he pulled me over. And I said, man, you're telling a lie. I work right next door. I just left work, and here's my time card right here. And I asked him, why did he pull me over? And he said, what kind of car is this? I said, did you pull me over because of my car? He said, yeah. He said, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, straight up, yeah.
Yeah. He said, I'm sorry, man, but yeah. So
and pull the mic a little bit closer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
yeah.
you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure people are hearing this, because this is a.
Yeah.
You're not the only one that's been through this. So, a lot of people listen to the podcast and they're like, "Yo, that same thing happened to me." Oh, I'm so glad that person touched on this because I didn't know I would. Obviously, a lot of people go through that. I have been through that. You're black. You're successful. You have a decorated career. You drive nice cars. I mean, it comes with the territory. However, it's like, dang, I can't even have nothing nice.
I think also police, and I'm not making any excuse for police officers as well. I think that we have to do better when we're stopped by the police. We have to really learn how to control our emotions.
Okay, yeah.
Because our job is to get home.
Yeah.
And if they're escalating the situation, then we should match their energy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, unfortunately, are not here because of emotional decisions. And I'm not saying that it's right at all for the police to mishandle us, but we see that movie every day.
Yeah.
I think that all police officers need to be retrained. They need to be retrained in martial arts as well. They need to learn how to properly take people down, which you see it every day in the UFC.
Yeah.
My brothers can teach them this. I can teach them that. I think that
yeah.
Also, the interaction. I had really one crazy interaction with a police officer, and at the time, as soon as he pulled me over, I called my friend who's a former police officer as well, and I put the phone on speaker, which I used to always do when I got pulled over. And shout out to Major. And he would listen, and he would pretty much so guide me through the stop and tell the officer to continue with his investigation. Once he realized who I was speaking with, then the officer calmed down.
Wow.
And I was in Bird Park, and the ducks used to chase me because I would feed them all the time. So when they saw me,
they knew they were going to get something to eat.
He pulled me over because I aggressively passed the ducks. Yes.
That's just ridiculous.
And he tried to run me off of the road because I aggressively passed the ducks. And so I laughed, and it ended with the officer and I shaking hands. And I said, hey, man, I hope that I've learned a lesson. I hope that you learned a lesson from this. And
that's petty.
Yeah.
That is so petty. You pulled me over because I drove too fast by some ducks.
Right. And
that's crazy.
He was willing to pull his gun to take my life behind me aggressively passing ducks, which clearly I didn't break the law.
Yeah, and so the messages you have in this song, Put the Guns Down, is for the community as well as for law enforcement?
Yes, it's I when I shot the video is on YouTube.
Okay.
My YouTube channel is One Belief, and I went to the chiefs of the police. I went to the police departments. I talked to them, and I wanted them to be in the video, but I wanted them to take their guns off. But they explained to me that is part of their uniform. And even in a controlled video where I would allow officers to be there with their guns, just the ones on camera, to take their guns off, they said no.
Oh.
And one of them tried to control the narrative. Well, we'll do that. We'll kiss some babies, shake some hands, and we'll do this, that, and the third. And I explained to them, right now, you all are one of the worst gangs in America. Because when people see you, they should feel safe, because you're supposed to protect the community.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to, when I see an officer behind me, I shouldn't feel like it's a life or death situation.
Yeah.
And so I think that you all need to do better outreach community programs.
Yeah.
And I think that when dealing with police, there has to be a better conversation of understanding. Now, there are some people out here that don't need to be on the streets, and I do have a problem with people committing a serious crime and then talking about police brutality.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a problem with people terrorizing the neighborhood and then screaming racism when the police apprehend them. I know some great cops, and it's a few bad cops, and I know some outstanding police officers who are there to protect and serve, and some of them are family members as well. So do we want to see our family members in a bad situation that decided that they want to be a police officer and change the condition of our community? No, we don't. So a better conversation has to be had with the community and police.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you commit a crazy crime in front of me, I will tell. I might tackle you myself.
I will tell. I know that's right.
Right.
I know that's right. I'm selling.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm selling.
I'm not going to allow people to terrorize my neighborhood, and I'm following a ridiculous street code, which I believe the no snitching law.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that if you sell dope and the other person sell dope, that you should tell on that
exactly.
person.
That's where the issue comes in. That's where the issue comes in.
Right.
But if I don't have nothing to do with what you did, yeah, I got to tell.
Right.
Especially if I'm about to go down.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will tackle you in front of the cops.
I got him.
If you're doing something that I feel like, yo, this person need to be behind bars.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's cool. I like that. You have a really like healed and appropriate, and I don't know, you have a very good perspective on these things, because it's really just makes sense. The way that you think, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, I will, like, yeah, if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to speak on it. Or like, I'm going to, like, I'm not going to go with you. But like, you're an entertainer and you're a hip hop artist, but like the type of rapping that you do, it kind of reminds me of, it's not like backpack rapping like Kendrick. It's like more like, it kind of feels like that, like Lupe type of feel, like that skateboard, or like the...
My job as a hip hop artist is to make you think.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily make music for people to dance to. I want to entertain. I want you to sit down with your significant other, be on a date, come listen to some conscious lyrics.
Yeah.
Go home, talk about it. That is, and I mean, you can get up two-step or whatever the case may be, but I really want people to think. And I had to really get in the mirror and look at myself. And I realized that's something hard for all of us to do, is to really get in that mirror and look at us. We want people around us to change more so than we want to change. We want people to be accommodating towards our needs.
Yeah.
But when we're presented with certain things, we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I decided to really take a deeper look at myself and to practice maintaining a certain level of calmness.
Yeah.
And confront all of my triggers, all of my childhood trauma, my adult trauma.
Looking in that
First
mirror.
and foremost, yes.
That's not easy to do. A lot of people avoid that. Because with looking in that mirror, you got to look at them skeletons too in that closet.
A lot of people don't want to. It's hard. If you're a thief and people keep saying there's the thief, and if you steal,
Yeah.
it's just hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we all should change, and with age should come a certain level of wisdom, a certain level of responsibility. As a human being, you should want to be a better person.
Yeah.
You know, and as you get older, you should be the adult that you needed when you were a child. You should say to the young brothers, hey man, how about trying it this way? And we have to be very careful how we speak to our youth as well.
Yeah.
It's not always pointing the finger, and you have to, people say you have to meet them on their level. I think, and I've had the opportunity to speak in elementary schools, and I've never had a challenging time connecting with young people, which made me completely change my marketing strategy, because I was targeting 21 through 55. But when I speak to young people, they're just looking for somebody that they can relate to.
Yeah.
And they want somebody that they could pattern themselves after. And a lot of them look up to rappers. They look up to football players.
Yeah.
Baseball players.
Yeah.
And basketball players.
Yeah.
And so they're looking for someone.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I'm going to do my best to clean myself up for me first and foremost.
Yeah.
And for those who come after me.
Oof. All right, and we got to talk about the election results. I don't know if you into politics at all, if you want to get into it, but I just saw that the lieutenant governor is I don't know how to say her name, Ghazala Hash. I don't want to mess up her name, but I know it was tight. It was tight between Stoney and then Hashmi. How you feel about the Democratic Party? How you feel about her winning that for the Democratic Party, for the lieutenant governor?
I'm not really into politics.
Okay.
Because my experience with politicians, I met some of them. It's, I need you to do this for me.
Really? Okay. In Richmond specifically, or just all over?
I've had politicians come and knock on the door, come in, sit, listen to my music, and as soon as they got elected, I'll give them a call, and I can't get in touch with them.
Oh.
They barely speak when you see them in public. And so I believe people, once you show me who you are, I believe.
Yeah.
So politics is not my thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us get mad at people for not agreeing with our politics. And if you say, well, no, I look at it this way and all that, it's like you have to choose sides. You have to be Democratic or Republican. If you're Democratic, you got to hate everything the Republicans do. If you're Republicans, you have to hate everything the Democrats do. And I just don't think that, not all, but too many people who talk politics don't know what they're talking about. Because if you reverse the politics, if you say the Democrat Party is pushing this law, they would say, yeah, it's a good law, the Democratic. And it can be the Republican Party doing that. And if you switch it if you take a policy the Democrats are pushing and say, well, the Republicans are pushing this, and the Republicans say, yeah, I like this policy.
Yeah.
Because they're for their own team.
Yeah. So do you vote in the elections like these? Sometimes.
I
got you.
Sometimes.
I got you. Well, and we didn't even get into my favorite question.
Let's go.
I got 2 more questions.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna let you go because I know you got stuff to do. We got a couple more minutes.
Okay.
What was your first relationship with money?
My first relationship with money, I started at 14. I put my age up and I started working at a fast food restaurant.
Wait, you lied about your age?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I got my first paycheck, you couldn't tell me nothing.
How much was it?
It was, a couple of $100.
Okay.
And 14, couple of $100, didn't know what to do.
Burning a hole in your pocket.
I became fresh dressed.
Oh.
Spent all my money on clothes. I ignored the lessons that my father was teaching about put some money aside, give your mom some money. Y'all got money.
Yeah.
I didn't understand money at all.
That's what you said when he said, give your mom some money. Y'all got money.
Yeah.
You know what? I felt some type of way too when my mama asked me. I got my first paycheck and she was like, you know you got to give some. I said, what? I got to give something. You got money already. What you mean? I just got this money. Just got this money.
I know how I got here too. That was something y'all decided to do. So
it sounded like your dad was very much like the financial one that was trying to keep you straight with that.
Our parents do what they can.
Yeah.
And like I said, most young people are influenced by who they want to be like. They're influenced by rappers. They're influenced by, I wanted to be a running back in the NFL.
Oh.
So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to score touchdowns. And that's all I gravitated towards at that particular time, being young. And then I suffered an injury. I tore my ACL in college, and none of the coaches came to see me.
Oh, no.
In the hospital.
Oh.
And so taught me a valuable lesson. So the next season, I thought I was going to play. My dad said, you would never play for them again. Next season, they all knocked on the door and wanted to know why wasn't I at practice. And at that particular time, I didn't know anything about saving and investing. And sometimes we just don't listen. And now what I'm working on with my 12-year-olds is to understand, okay, the clothes you wore when you were 10, you're giving them away. You're throwing them away. So they're not important. So you're 12. That was 2 years ago. So when you turn 14, the clothes that you have now are not going to be important. I advised my daughter to set up a meeting with her friends and sit down and talk about a business that they can come up with, and I would support her 100%. Your uncle, who is the CEO and president of the Metropolitan Business League, will guide you. So right now, let's figure out what you can do.
Yeah.
Talk to your Aunt Tanja. She makes cakes. She makes dolls. See if you can set up some type of business where you can sell some of her products as well. Ask questions. And I encourage young people, if whatever you want to be now, talk to that person. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a young person to talk to you because she told me yesterday she wants to be a nurse. So.
Okay. I love to talk to her.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Give her my number.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And I want my daughter and other people to really, at this age, it's okay. I want you to have your fun, but also think about your future. What's too young to think about your future? So at 12...
what's too young to think about your future is a bar.
And my daughter has always saved money. Funny story. I took her somewhere and she was 4. And I said, well, grab your little bit of money because you're going to pay for this. So she wanted something that cost like $50. And I was like, no, that's just too much. And she said, well, I have money. I said, all right, well, you pay for it. And she pulled out about $400. I said, girl, give me this money.
She pulled out $400. Where did she get $400 from? Her businesses?
From her birthday, from her grandparents.
Oh, wow.
She saves. My daughter understands how to save.
At 11. That's
no,
crazy.
that was at 4.
Oh, that was at 4.
That was at 4. So my daughter probably has more money than I do.
Stashed away somewhere.
So now I'm teaching her how to make her money grow.
Okay.
How to invest.
Yeah.
And I feel like a personal challenge. If my daughter has to work at a fast food restaurant, I didn't do my job as a parent because she has time now to figure out how money works.
Yeah.
See, children can operate a phone and iPad better than any adult.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they can Google, they can find anything they want.
Yeah.
So let's start pushing them towards financial freedom.
Yeah.
So they don't have to work. When they can enjoy their earlier years because we had to work.
Yeah.
We still have to work.
Yeah.
And so why not?
Do you still work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm also a project manager, assistant project manager for KDN.
Okay.
I work for my mentor, Rick Pilgrim.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And he's also the facility manager at the Black History Museum, which I'm one of the facility managers as well. So.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then I got this. I told you I had one last question. So one thing that I'm doing now, and I'll get you to do this too.
Okay.
Each guest that I have, they leave a question for the next person.
Okay.
And this is the question left for you. They didn't know you were coming. It's like an anonymous type of thing.
Okay.
So this is the question for you. It says, if your body could speak, what would it ask you to start or stop doing?
If my body could speak, what would it ask me to start or stop doing?
Yeah.
What would it ask me to start doing? Working out more consistently. What it would ask me to stop doing is drinking so much ginger beer.
Do you drink alcohol?
No. I don't drink or smoke.
Oh, nice. Me neither.
Excuse me. Never was my thing.
Okay.
Never.
I'm saying me neither, but I literally just quit like 4 days ago. So
I've never smoked weed.
Never smoked weed.
Never smoked weed.
Wow. Even in the industry that you're in. I don't know why I just feel like entertainers are just like, I mean, because it's a party industry,
Yes, they push.
They do, yeah.
They push it.
You ever been to a Diddy party? I'm just asking because
I've been through some non-disclosure agreement parties.
That's crazy. You've been around the block.
I never made it past the second room. It's just those parties are they're crazy.
They are crazy.
They are.
Yeah.
I've been to parties where 20 minutes after I'm there, I'm like, yo, man, what is going on here? What is this?
Happened?
I need to leave.
What switched? Yeah.
And I decided I'm not going to any more parties that I have to surrender my phone and sign non-disclosure agreements.
Okay.
I'm not going to any more NDA parties.
Dang. Okay, cool. And I want to be respectful of your time. So one more thing for the audience. I just want you to drop a quote and then let us know what you have coming up and how we can support you. A quote that or it could be a scripture or whatever, something you live by, just to leave with the audience.
Do you like the person that you see in the mirror every day?
I like that.
And you can follow me on Instagram at OneAliJabbar. And my website is theonebelief.com. And my next event that I'm performing at the pro basketball's team halftime. I just received the email about that, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice. The pro basketball?
Yes. Oh my God. let's see. Where's my email?
And you got to come to my event on Saturday. Are you in town on Saturday?
Yes, I'm here Saturday.
Okay, I'll send you the invite. I'm having my first live podcast at Ironclad in Manchester.
Ironclad
Sports Bar, yeah.
Okay,
I'll send it to you. It's at 5:30.
I most certainly will be there.
Pull up on me.
I will pull up on you. Where is this event?
Y'all heard it here. Y'all want to come and meet one?
I will be there.
Come through.
What time does it start?
So it's like 5:30 is when the live show starts, but we're doing from 4:30 to 5:30. It'll be networking, and I'll probably be walking around doing like some impromptu interviews.
I have something on my schedule, but I'm going to
cancel it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to try to be there.
Okay.
I'm most certainly going to try to be there. I'm looking for
that email.
Yes. Oh my.
So you can tell us what to pull up to.
Yes. Let's see. Oh my God, my brother is going to give me. Coach Wooten's basketball. Where is it? Oh my God. Well,
we can plug
everyone check out the RVA Roadrunners.
Okay.
Check out Coach Wooten. Check out the pro basketball team. They are awesome. I can't call them semi-pro because these sisters are doing their thing. And I think
that's just a women's basketball team?
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing their thing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tap in.
Yes, please.
Okay, I see the COO Vicky, assistant coach, and CEO and head coach. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna check them out.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been an amazing episode. Thank you again, Juan, for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, y'all. He got meetings with amazing people after this, and I'm just holding him up, just having a good old time. So we gonna let him go, but definitely don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Peace, blessings. Good night.